What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Convo Sutra. My name's Tarun Shetty. Here with another fantastic episode. With me are some familiar panelists, some new people, some old people. Let's go around the room, do a quick intro.
I guess that starts with me. Much like last time, getting closer to figuring out who I am and what I do. But I'm Ritu, Mahindru, and I am doing, I guess you could say, personal and corporate consulting on well-being.
We could all use a lot more well-being in our life.
Yes.
I am Richard Sarvate, a stand-up comedian, and I'm here to just have a nice chat with Tarun and friends. Love that you took off the jacket.
Yeah, there's no air conditioner, by the way. So we're all dying, but it's okay. It's a great studio. We support it.
I'm Ayushi Chhabra. I am an actor, a model, host. I'm also going through quarter-life crisis right now and studying digital marketing. So much like Ritu, I'm also figuring it out, but it's been good. I've been doing a lot of mindfulness myself, so yeah.
Great. This podcast we changed to name Figuring It Out.
Figuring it out,
yeah.
yes.
Got to sponsor people. This is brought to you by Badmaash oat milk chai. It's vegan and gluten-free, purchased in multiple locations around Los Angeles, including Jones on 3rd, Cookbook, and Sua. If you're in town, check it out. They have a website. I'll put the handles up. But thanks so much for sponsoring, and guys, enjoy.
Oh my God, I'm
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Yes.
Cheers, guys.
Yay.
Cheers. And this was inspired by Richard, you last time, because you made that lovely chai.
Oh,
and I
thank
was
you.
like, I just want oat milk. And then it was, I literally no joking, manifested this chai because I had been wanting to try it for such a long time. And a couple weeks ago, I was sitting in LA at a coffee shop. Lo and behold, it happened to be Badmaash's headquarters.
No.
They walked out and I was like, wait. And then I knew the owner, so we got to chatting. And I was like, I've been wanting to try this oat milk chai forever. And they're like, we have it in the office. We'll bring you some. And then that's how the miracle happened.
This is really good for oat milk chai. I actually did not expect this for
Let me try
a
some.
milk substitute.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Milk
Yeah.
substitute.
Yeah, I mean, this is not traditional at all.
These plastic bottles were imported from Bangladesh. So
Oh, yum.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also all the ingredients are, because I'm an ingredient Nazi, and all the ingredients I had already checked are very clean. They are not processed in any way.
I can taste a lot of, I feel like there's anise in
Cardamom.
here.
Are you laughing?
It's like a 60-minute ad for China.
This sponsor is getting way too much airtime.
This is not from Bangladesh, by the way. I just made that up. That was
No,
a
it
joke.
is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
made
didn't-
in just kidding. It says Badmaash. I thought it said Bangladesh after you said it. I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Badmaash, by the way, means silly or stupid.
Or
Bad
naughty.
Or naughty.
Yeah.
Because
Bad boy.
when I was a kid, I was a big Badmaash.
I guess you could be a bad girl too, Badmaash ladki.
Badmaash ladki. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not just a bad boy, just naughty in general.
So can you say Badmaash during foreplay and stuff like that? Is that hot or is that
Yeah, you're
off
like, you're
limits?
so Badmaash.
You're such a Badmaash right now. Hey, for our listeners, we will try it out, report back. We would love to hear some data.
No, it's very good. But you have an allergy? You don't drink chai?
No, I don't have an allergy.
What
I
is
just
it?
don't like oat milk.
Oh, you don't like oat
Yeah,
milk?
oat
don't
milk
like
makes
oat
people
milk.
bloated. Or I don't know people, but it does make me bloated. So
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
always trying to do things that are very anti-inflammatory.
What's
So,
your milk substitute of choice?
unsweetened almond milk?
I was gonna say that. So see, almond milk does that for me.
Yeah, you
The-
have to test it out to see
you
what
have
works.
to test it out.
Yeah.
You just have to take an apple cider vinegar shot beforehand to help with the inflammation.
Okay, good. Good to know.
You would never know I follow so much nutrition given I'm still chubby. But,
I think you look fine.
Yeah, dude.
no, but, just saying, I've always felt chubbier than the normal person. But I've tried so many diet things and learned about nutrition.
That's good to know. Thank
Yeah.
you. Because I actually really like oat milk, and I think you can make really good chai with oat milk. And I love making chai at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But now I have to use the real milk for it because that even works better than oat milk
oat
for
milk.
me.
By the way, body image stuff is impossible, and I think it's okay to use Ozempic. I just want to, there should be...
Oh, let's talk about about
There
that.
should be no
let's talk
stigma
about
against Ozempic. The reason losing weight is hard is because your stomach takes 20 minutes to tell your brain that it's full. So you have a 20-minute window where you're just like, blah, 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 and it's stuff that you don't need. Second reason, Indian people, we survived 10 famines, right? So our bodies are genetically predisposed to hold extra weight. So, yeah, because our
I
bodies,
knew that's why I was like a bear. I was like, I could actually just like go for days without eating, which I have done, like a 72-hour fast.
totally.
And like, I was fine.
Our
Most
bodies
people
are
were
built-
like,
Yeah.
did you faint? And I was like, no.
But did you
After
die?
24 hours, 42, I was like, fine. I could do this for 10 more days.
Absolutely. Our bodies are built to starve, basically. And so in this modern society where food is so prevalent, we have to counteract that. So if you want to take a weight loss drug, I'm all for it.
I can't tell if you're serious or not, but I do agree with you. I think Indians do put on weight more than other ethnicities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I have to work out like nonstop now. In my 20s, I could just burn it off.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
Darn, you've always been fit.
but I have to work out to keep it up.
I think it's also like harder for Punjabis. Like I just feel
Yeah,
like everything's
thank
harder
you.
for Punjabis. Like even on my skinniest day, I still have a round face, and I'm like, why? Why is it?
Yeah.
Is it a Punjabi thing or is it all Indians?
No, it's a
think
totally
it's more
Punjabi
Punjabi.
day. Yeah, like I've done like fasts and stuff, and still, if I look at myself, I'm like, oh gosh, if I have like a sip of oat milk, I can, gain it all back.
I wonder, well, okay, you're South Indian, right?
Yeah.
I have to say that the men that I first started seeing getting fit in Bollywood, I would say, I think we're first the South Indian men.
Like who?
Like Sunil Shetty. Come on. He's your
sure.
namesake. Dude is like, I don't know,
but
60
he's like-
or something. He's like he looks better now than he used to.
Who is it?
Sunil
Sunil
Shetty.
Shetty.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like
no, wait, Sunil Shetty.
Bollywood?
Yeah.
I do love Bollywood,
Like,
yeah.
that's his namesake. Are you related?
He's my dad.
I see the resemblance.
Are you Punjabi, Richard? What-
No, I'm Marathi.
Oh, you are? I thought
Yeah.
you were white.
No, you just thought there was a white guy on the Convo Sutra?
Yeah, he's a random white guy.
What? I thought he was like, I don't know, diversified.
What do you think the concept of this podcast is? 3 Indian people
All
and one
Tarun told me
white.
was come to the studio and talk
Well, we are about
weird
diversity,
things.
equity, and inclusion. You
Yeah.
know?
100%. Yeah.
You don't know.
Let's get a gay Chinese person for the next podcast.
To be fair, Ayushi wasn't here the other episodes.
Yeah,
where Richard
well-
actually did talk about this for like 20 minutes
And your
about his
name
hair.
is Richard.
What his
I
hair
know
is.
it's a huge issue.
I had the same reaction the first time, also because he has like greenish eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like which he's like emphasizing today with the green sweater. I noticed.
Hey, listen, we're all vain in LA. Listen,
Absolutely.
I'm 4 days away from my first Ozempic shot, so let's,
Are you seriously
just-
getting it?
I'm just
No,
kidding.
wait. I actually just want to know your experience. Like, if you do it,
If I
be
do
my
do
guinea
it-
pig.
I will absolutely report back because I'm so tired of this like paunch here.
Oh.
But speaking about the eyes, so after a show, this woman came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, I love your eyes." And then at first I was like, "Oh, this is nice. She's just being nice." And then she was like, "Your lashes, they're so long and beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then she just kept going. She was like, "I want your lashes."
Oh.
And at this point, I was
Impressive.
like kind of getting scared. Like I didn't know how to get out of this conversation. And I just think it's interesting that a woman can go up to a man and tell him that she wants his body parts and she will not go to jail. But imagine if I did this to a woman, like after a show, I go like, "Oh my God, I want your fingers."
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. It was your eyelashes. Like that's different. Like sometimes people have like Ayushi. I was just noticing you have a great shape in your eyebrows, right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
like. Yeah, so like you can be like, "Oh my gosh, you have great eyebrows." Like,
Yeah.
there's a certain body part you can get away with. Like when I was driving here, by the way, I had one of those like hair rollers in my bangs, you know.
Yeah.
And like the guy next to me in the car, like was like, and I was like, "What?" And then he rolled down his window. He's like, at first I couldn't tell what your hair was doing. Like, what kind of hairstyle is that? He's like, "Oh, but I see you have the roller on. Looks cool." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
And this guy's got
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
You know he's hitting on you.
Yeah.
Girl, I want your rollers.
Yeah, with the rollers on my head.
Nice.
Did he want you to just pull over and talk to him?
No, I mean, I think I was like, "Oh, thanks." thanks. And then he was like, you're really pretty. And I was like, thank you.
Aw.
Roll up window, turn left.
What? This is why you're single.
Why?
This guy-
Oh, no. You know what? Breaking news. I know you wanted us to have something to share. I wasn't going to share this one, but I finally got on dating apps.
Oh,
Yay!
wow.
Congrats. How's that going for you?
Good. I went on my first date last night. I got on
Now we're gonna hear about the guys like what?
I know. Now I will be single. I got on on late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, because it was 3:00 in the morning when I downloaded Bumble, and then I downloaded Raya.
Oh, cool.
It was like a
Invite only, right?
I've been on it before, but it's kind of like a weird paid magazine subscription where you can just look at good looking people and know that you'll never talk to each other.
Oh, wow.
It's called Raya, R-I-A.
Oh yeah, you want to invite?
Apparently.
I do.
Yeah.
Can I get an invite?
Yeah. Well, I thought.
Seema Taparia is not my matchmaker anymore.
Wait, so what happened with that?
Yeah, we want to know about that.
Yeah.
When the first season came out for Indian matchmaking, my dad got on it and he was like, he just called Seema Taparia and he was like, my daughter, she's in LA, she's looking for someone. And she did introduce me to a few people, but I think Seema low-key hates me because I am so picky. And whatever the criteria, whatever was for her, she just feels like, I'm just, my criteria are just off the chart. But it really isn't.
No.
But
No, have you
everybody-
seen who she matches? It's like she doesn't have criteria to match people.
or I think that she and I would just get into we would have a little tiff about, what she thinks is right for me versus what I think is right for me. But I do understand the logic of you do need to compromise at some point in life.
Dude, she wants everybody to compromise on everything.
Yeah,
She'll be like,
yeah.
so she wants a guy who's 6'3", makes $100,000, but you will not get everything. And then she shows a guy that's 5'2" and doesn't have a job. She's like, you have to let love grow.
yeah.
You remind me of that meme or that thing that's going viral. I want a guy who's 6'5".
6'5".
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
finance.
6'5".
Looking for a
finance,
guy in
blue
finance.
eyes.
Yeah.
Trust
Also, the way
fund.
she says it, it's so funny. She's like, finance.
Yeah.
6'5", blue eyes.
I know.
I kinda
You wanna
respect
play
the
that?
confidence,
You need
you
to
know?
overplay that
Yeah.
over us. It's
And I'm
really good.
like, brown guy, finance, not an artist.
But I think you
Oh,
should
yeah,
be
definitely
picky,
not an
though. You
artist.
should definitely
Nice.
be picky if who you match with. Procreate with. This is an important
Yeah,
life
exactly. It's
decision.
a life decision. And I've already been through that. I've already been engaged. So I know that sometimes everything can work out. And, you can have family compatibilities that don't work out. And you don't think going into it that's going to be a problem. But then the closer you're getting to marriage, you start to realize, wow, we really did grow up differently. You don't even think about how family compatibility is something that's, worthy of thinking.
Did she put you on a date with anybody?
She did, yeah. I went on a few dates with guys that
Oh,
she
nice.
introduced me to.
What happened?
Great guys, good families. I just sometimes was bored. She's introducing me to good families and guys who grew up similar to my background. But there was just something missing in terms of
You want a
I would just get
Badmaash.
maybe a little bit of edge. Yeah.
I can let them borrow my leather jacket.
Yeah. But also they need a little leathery personality too,
Yeah.
just a little bit of an edge.
Like someone who calls you Badmaash in bed.
See?
But most
put
Desi
that
guys
on your
don't have edges,
biodata.
though, right? Most guys are straight laced, or am I wrong? I feel like most Desi dudes are just kind of traditional.
I think that what I mean by edge is just having sort of a fun personality. You're interested in a lot of things, right? It's not just about your job or your family or whatever. You have other interests, you play piano or you're into
Yeah.
I don't know, painting or something.
A lot of
just
Indian guys,
having
they think it's-
activities.
Yeah, they think it's like an interview, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I've been working at my company now 4 years, up
Yeah.
for promotion.
You know
Yeah,
what though?
yeah.
I feel like the format of getting matched up and or going on a date can be very interview like. So last night what I liked was and the guy mentioned it later. He's like, "Oh, I did have a reservation for a table, but we ended up sitting at the bar." He's like, "I just feel like the table is very interview like where you're sitting across from each other."
That was bullshit, by the way. He was like, "Oh yeah, I made reservations, but I think we should sit by the bar, by the bathroom.
but-
This would be much more
I've
romantic.
definitely done that.
You need to make reservations.
So,
Welcome to the Cheesecake Factory."
well, surprisingly, I changed the time on him to be earlier rather than later. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And so then we were sitting at the bar. But whatever the case is, I do agree. It was kind of, there was something nice about sitting next to each other and conversing rather than across from each other.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like the body language and all of it shifts. And you get to see how interested a person is. Like if they actually full body turn towards you, then it's like, oh, okay, like you're open, you know? But if they're just kind of like this or like stiff, like you're like, okay, well, this is not going well. And I'm doing dry July.
Crazy,
So it was also kind of cool to not meet over drinks.
Yeah.
So we met over Taco Tuesday and had tacos.
Yeah, perfect. The interview style is so weird, just facing somebody and then looking at each other's eyes. Like that's not a natural interaction for anybody. You should always be, I think you should be doing an activity also on a date. Like I think, like
On the first date though?
Not the
That's
first
a lot.
date, because like people are really trying to get to know each other. And like if you tell me to go on a hike with you on the first date and then I'm like out of breath and now I'm like,
sweating.
God, he thinks he's like judging my fitness level. On top of that, I have to tell him about all the places that I grew up in. Like this is too much.
All the
Sitting
places
next
you
to each
grew up
other,
in?
there's something to that.
Yeah.
What?
sorry, you just all the places you grew up in. I'm just imagining your first date. You're like, okay, so I grew up in
No,
this
it really
city, and
is.
then
I have
was
to
in
go
this
through like a
city.
whole like history. Like that's why I'm like, let's just
Sounds
do a
like an application
FaceTime.
for an apartment or something.
Yeah, I have to like just copy and paste and be like, okay, born in India, I grew up in Nigeria and South Africa, then moved to LA. Like, it's
You know what's so funny? You guys are saying this. I don't even like talk about myself. I just try to get the girl to keep talking, and I'm just like, And at the end, they're like, "We had a great conversation," and I'm like, "I didn't say
yeah.
I think some girls will pick up on it though.
Yeah.
Nobody's
like,
ever
I
picked
love
up on
asking
it,
questions.
I think that's 100%
That's
true.
not true. You talked a lot on our date.
Wait, you guys went on a date together?
I went on a date with her.
Yeah.
No
he
way.
was so sweet. He was the sweetest.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine what Tarun would be like on a date.
This is pre-mom dying. It was a different person. So like now it's like
Well, I knew
it's
you
like,
pre-mom dying too.
It's like pre 9/11.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a simpler
Sorry,
time.
I just brought that up.
No,
I didn't even
it's fine.
realize.
No, go ahead. No, it's fine. It's but I feel like
You're like,
back
so what's
then-
been going on?
Spill the tea, literally.
But I feel like Tarun back then was like a different person because now when I date, I don't even give a fuck. I'm just like, okay, I can't even like fake it anymore.
I think you
Yeah.
say that. There's a part of you, maybe there is still that person inside. And like, I understand like external factors can like cause something, but like, I think that's the narrative you're telling yourself.
I've known you from before and now.
For people watching, I used to work with Ritu on a Bollywood TV show
Yes.
called Showbiz India here in
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
And you were maybe a bit more boisterous, but we were all so much younger too. So I feel like with time and age and yes, life experiences, but like you do have a different way of approaching things, right? Like I took a hiatus for 8 months from online dating, right? Like being on that platform period. And I have to say like now when I've decided to go back on, I am glad I did it. I didn't expect to do it right now, but I'm glad I did it during dry July because I noticed that I'm coming off, I'm doing it as an experiment for myself to see where my boundaries are, but I'm also coming off more confident, self-assured, and I'm really looking for what I want, and I'm not trying to be what I think the other person would like.
Is there any sense of
Yeah.
jadedness though?
Jadedness?
Yeah, of just going through so many guys.
There is jadedness that happens. And that's like me and my friend were talking about this. And I was like, you know, going on dating apps and stuff can be very, that can cause the jadedness. But then we were thinking about something. We were like, we should go on a dating app after we've done something fun, like we did a really fun workout or when the oxytocin is high, or we've just done like something really fun, like just something fun that we've done and we're in a good mood, then we should go on the dating app and like try to talk to people, because then you're bringing a different energy to it versus like constantly being like, oh my God, I had the longest day and I have to sit on this app and like go through people and be like, how's your day going, to another like, you know, fifth person. So yeah, I think like just bringing a different energy to it, yeah, does like help with the jadedness.
What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, no, you
I'm
definitely
just
don't want
giving
to be
like unsolicited advice.
you don't want to be like on LinkedIn or something. You know, it's like a dating app.
Work mode.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, these are my qualifications, you know, good degree. Sorry, I just love the Indian accent, by the way.
Yeah, that's great. Keep it up. My friend Josh Wade, young comedian, he had this great joke. He goes, you know, dating as you're older, it's like Ross's dress for less. It's like who's left? It's like people on the clothes on the floor, and it's like, oh, fucking, this is good.
Here's the thing. I will fully admit that I'm damaged. So, you know, I'm in my late 30s and like, I think there's a reason I'm single. Like I had to go through a lot of emotional turmoil.
Aren't we all damaged though?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I also want to take credit as being a damaged person. So when I date people that are my age, I'm also like, oh, this person's also damaged because they're single also. So like, I don't really expect anything at this point.
It's like we're all carrying this. You keep adding like these luggage and baggage to yourself, and you've got to somehow shed that and have it be an entirely new experience when you meet someone, and just forget about all the past.
Counterpoint.
Go, please. I don't care.
No.
Counterpoint. Just tell.
Counterpoint on that one. No, I was just going to say that there was a really cool prompt somebody asked on a dating app, which is like, how do you feel about just like getting on a plane or being on the way to the airport and figuring out where you're going to the destination as you're on the way? Does it excite you or does it scare you?
That's so exciting.
I know. So to me, I was like, I'm excited because actually I suggested that to somebody where I was like, hey, do you want to go luggage shopping? And then we'll just buy the luggage and we'll get on the plane and we'll buy everything we need when we get to the destination, like going shopping, right? And so to me, that is exciting. And when I said that, the guy was like, oh, that's a whole metaphor in itself, the whole luggage thing. So he was talking about how like we have like emotional baggage and things we carry. And I remember there was an episode from How I Met Your Mother that they talked about like we all have luggage, we all have baggage, and it's about like who's willing to carry it with you. You were saying that like just leave it and forget about it, but it's like most of us are not successful at doing that. Like we're going to have some level of weight that we carry.
And it's
Yeah,
possible
absolutely.
that like some of our baggage can actually affect the other person too. So it's probably better to just, be open and transparent from the get-go that like, look, this is what's happened. Like, I feel like now if I move forward with anyone, I have to let them know, look, I was engaged. Like, is that okay with you? Is that something that like, bothers you? It's just like,
Oh, that's like
you have
not
to,
bad baggage
That's not
at
bad.
all. That's like awesome
it
baggage.
could be not for you, but it could be for someone else. Like,
But-
you'd be surprised how like Indian people think.
Someone proposed to you? No, thank you.
No, thank you. You weren't even supposed to. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm talking like people with kids and stuff, and that's a turn off for me.
yeah,
When
yeah.
I went out with a girl once, and she didn't even tell me she had kids. On the date, she's like, "I've got 3 kids." I'm like, "What?" Well, and that'd be nice.
That's a
information.
lot.
Yeah, I was like,
That's significant.
just tell me before.
Yeah.
I knowingly dated somebody when I was in my 20s with kids. But to me, I didn't think of that as baggage because that's just a part of somebody's life. So to
cool.
me, like there's a lot of things that are part of my life that I wouldn't want somebody to consider as baggage. Like I consider it part of my process. And I think somebody that has kids, it's not baggage that they're lugging around. Like they're showing their commitment, they're showing responsibility, like they're showing a lot of great qualities in that. At this point, I'm not really keen on being with somebody that already has kids, at least now, unless I meet somebody really like that I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And I say that because like I have a certain level of free-spiritedness that I value. And so I feel like just at this stage, maybe that might not fit well.
Sounds like you need to find someone whose baggage fits with your baggage. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, this person got a lot of towels. I got a lot of toothpaste. Hey, let's put it all together in the bag. Let's do
That's
this.
funny. You're funny.
Thank you.
Richard's a
He
stand-up
doesn't do it for
comedian,
a
by the
living,
way.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did say you're a comedian.
Go see Richard live. Look up his stuff and go
Yo,
watch
if
him
you
live.
like these hot quips on this podcast,
He's got a special that came out. Check it out. It's him doing an Indian accent for 2 hours.
dude, the Indian accent makes me so happy. Like, I know it's like kind of bad, but I'll just wake up some mornings and I'll just be like, I'm brushing my teeth. And just like, it just gives me such joy.
Dude, people love the Indian accent.
But Zerna Garg?
Yes.
So she naturally has an Indian accent, right?
What is that?
I'm trying not to
I know,
be some
I know,
jaded
I
comedian. Yes, she's
But
fantastic.
she naturally has an Indian accent, right?
I don't know her.
I think it's a little
Exaggerate that.
exaggerated.
It's like exaggerated,
It's
right?
exaggeration to the point of annoyance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Do we edit this out?
No,
No,
we're
it's
keeping
okay.
this all-
Please
No, I
keep
don't say anything
it.
bad
It's
about
okay.
it. I don't know
Press
her.
is good press.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just my opinion. It's not like the opinion of the world.
I mean, I think people needed her archetype in the comedy world. Like, there's a lot of disgruntled aunties that are like, yo.
Yeah. I mean,
me
her
hear-
comedy is not bad though. I did listen to it when I was washing dishes and I was like, okay, it's good-ish.
I think
Like
I
if
like
you're washing dishes. You're like, I need to listen
Yeah,
to
I do
comedy.
that. I do that a lot. I have this like really weird habit of like we can have like a really big discussion and like something very important, and then if I see there's like dirty dishes or there's like a spot on the floor that's dirty, then I'll just start mopping and I'll still be in the conversation with you, but I gotta clean that. So it's like this weird thing that I have.
Guys out there, Ayushi will do your dishes and clean.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Find
wow.
her.
Are you on dating apps right now?
So I just started doing late dating apps and things like that. Honestly, I don't even think most people know that my engagement fell off. So
I didn't.
I didn't know
until
you were
got here.
engaged.
Oh wow,
Why would
Tarun,
people
you just like because you
follow
don't follow
Facebook?
me. After our
Are you
first
out?
date, he like blocked me.
Did you post that you were engaged?
Yeah, I did. It's because he
probably-
probably muted me.
Honestly, I try not to go and I like stuff sometimes, but I'll try not to actually engage with content because it'll make me like drained when I'm on Instagram
Yeah.
too much. So I don't pay attention sometimes.
No, I did post about it. It was a beautiful post, but it's okay.
Do you still have the ring?
No, I don't. I
Oh,
gave it back.
you
You guys
gave
give
it
it
back?
back? Really?
Of
Oh,
course,
wow.
yeah.
You're
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I gave it back.
Also, why
yeah.
would you keep it unless you're gonna sell it?
No. Also, like, I did not want to keep the ring because I was getting like dreams. Like after returning it, I was getting dreams about it, like constantly. That like this ring is lost, and I'm looking for it, and like then I'd find it, but it wouldn't be the same type.
It was a metaphor.
Yeah, like it was just. It's like even while it was in the house, I was getting these dreams. So I was like, you know what? Let's just. I think part of moving on is like you really have to disconnect completely.
Was it mutual?
It's mutual.
So
yeah.
that's good.
It was a peaceful breakup. Like we like wrote each other like goodbye letters and everything, and like
That's
it's
good.
just like we just grew up differently.
But
And our
someone
families are very
acknowledge, like,
different.
sorry you have to go through that. Because,
Yeah.
like, when you get engaged and proposed to, it's kind of
Yeah.
like a moment a girl waits for,
Yeah.
I think.
Is it?
That's why I
Yeah,
said I think.
of
Okay,
course.
I said I think. For most girls, they wait for it.
Yeah.
But
Rich
also,
is like, me too.
Oh, I'm waiting to. If a woman got down on one knee and with a ring, oh, dude, that would be it.
but I also feel
Yeah.
like you've like started to imagine a life forward, like that co-creation piece, whether you're procreating or whether you're co-creating a home or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're still envisioning something. And so like to see that kind of come to an end.
Yeah, I think
you
it was
know?
really like the loss of the life I could have had. But I also think that it was such a conscious decision. Like we were both just like, we grew up very differently. We have very different homes. Like, his family is very different to mine. And I think it would have been such a disservice to us if we actually got married and then ended up getting, divorced, knowing that we had such, distinct differences.
Sounds like your ring dream.
Ring dream?
Yeah, like losing the ring.
Yeah, and then
like,
constantly finding it back, but then it's not the
finding it,
same.
but it's not
and
the
it's like
same.
it's
It's
not.
yeah.
It was like such a metaphor, and I'm so big on that too. But I will say that like while you're in the relationship, when things are not working out, you're almost as if like you're grieving the loss of it while you're in it. So by the time you get out of it, it's like this whole myth of like, oh, you have to take like a year off to like heal or whatever. I'm like, I don't have a job right now, okay? So I'm healing a lot.
Yeah.
All day, every day I'm healing only. It's like, see, this is my Indian accent.
I know,
Oh, I love it.
When I'm really passionate about something, it really comes
All
out.
day I'm healing only.
All day I'm like doing like the pocha and like doing like the prayer and the meditation.
Cleaning
I'm like,
dishes.
yeah, exactly, writing my affirmations. But I'm excited.
You're like,
I think
I'm
I'm
done
excited
healing,
now
okay.
to meet someone.
See, but I'm listening to you, but maybe because Richard and I were both
Yeah.
stand-ups, but that was never like something that I've got to propose to a girl. I was like, if something happens magically, so be it. If it happens organically, maybe that's why I'm still single.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was
like-
never like I got to propose to this girl, and do I see this life here? Because
I think once you start dating, then like maybe those thoughts will come.
I guess maybe I just didn't date the right people.
I
Yeah.
feel like you just didn't meet
Thanks.
the person because if you met the person, you'd be like, I want to lock this
Yeah.
one down.
there was
100%.
one girl in my late 20s I could have married.
Yeah, I totally not feeling because I never think I want kids, but then there was this one girl I was dating. I was like, whoa, I want kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your mind just changes as soon as
You're like,
the
oh my
person's
God, it's
right.
getting real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to
Oh, sorry.
Have you
Appropriate.
been close to?
wanting a child.
No, to proposing.
To proposing? No,
Step
never,
by step.
never. I feel like the proposal is more for the woman than the guy, right? I mean, we do it. It's like we're cool with it, but I think that's for the woman.
But the guy is the one who has to have the idea to initiate a proposal. So like if you don't feel that way about somebody, right? Like
Yeah.
that like, oh yeah, I want to actually like come on with situationships these days, guys don't even feel like they can take the step to be like, it's just me and you, babe.
But
It's
the
like-
woman guides the guy. She'll totally drop hints.
Yeah.
Hey, where is this going?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
But that's
the
fair.
guy, yeah,
Is that not?
I'm not saying it's not fair, but I'm saying they're on the same wavelength
Yeah.
of heading toward a proposal. It's not out of the blue.
I just get scared when the ring is in like a drink or something like that. I'm just so
I
afraid.
know, me too. Or
Yeah.
the dessert, because I am
Yeah.
like, when I look at the dessert, I'm like, go,
Yeah,
go, 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 go.
Yeah,
Like,
just-
I
oh.
totally missed it.
Yeah, it's like, you're just gonna be like, where was the ring?
Yeah, and if it's a little bit of champagne, it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
It was in a shot
not
glass.
like-
Yeah, or in the chai right now. Like, Ritu, you actually didn't see it, but there was actually a ring in your chai, and I think you swallowed it. So
Well, it's mine for now, for life. Better have good resale value.
yeah.
yeah, diamonds are forever.
So what happened at the end of this date? So you just wrapped up and you were like, am I gonna see him again on the second date?
Oh yeah, he was nice, and it was probably one of the shorter dates I've been on, and by that I mean
In terms
like,
of his height or the length of time?
length of time.
Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes when a date is going really well, it goes too long, and I've been like told you need to like cut the date short so you can lead on to a second one. So this is great.
Yeah.
It was like well paced. It was like maybe we were there for like hour and a half, 2.
Who
you
paid?
know,
Was it Dutch or?
he paid.
I was asking because sometimes girls will be like, can I put in some money?
No,
no.
we always do them.
I didn't
Yeah.
even.
And you should.
This is a sign.
It's like
of-
empty
should.
wallet.
No,
Yeah, but
there's nothing
actually,
in
I don't-
there.
It's actually happened to me when I don't have a card, and I'm like,
Apple Pay.
What are you reaching for?
Reaching for like an empty bag.
I'm just doing the thing where I'm like,
Looking for some links
actually
in your
don't have a
pocket?
card.
You know what? I saw a video on that
Gum.
where the girl reaches and she actually takes out her lip
Gloss?
gloss and starts
Oh.
putting on her lip gloss, and the guy thinks that she's gonna pay.
So you didn't offer to pay?
I didn't have an opportunity. Like I literally, like I'm still finishing eating my taco.
He was like, check please. Maybe the date didn't go as well as you thought it went.
You're like, I have a lot of baggage, and he's like, check please.
But it went fabulous. We cut it short.
No, but,
I mean, we're going on a second date.
Oh, great.
We're supposed to go for lunch and bike rides,
I love.
and he's bringing the
but
bike.
that's a 2-part date.
Yeah.
So you're doing
I
the
like
bike ride
that.
first and then the lunch, right?
I don't know, but I mean, I didn't ask questions. He
You
asked.
need to exercise. Let's go for a date. Really? After you go on a bike ride?
He asked
love
me,
bike rides.
do I bike?
For a
and
second,
I said,
He's like, we're going to the Ozempic headquarters for our second date.
crazy. It's a good thing I'm really secure now about my body.
Oh, hold on. You look great.
Yeah, you look
I don't want to say that
fantastic.
you look great. But I do think it's weird, like, I don't know, to ask a girl, is it electric bikes? Or
Yeah, electric bike.
Just real quick on the topic of paying, I do think it's totally fair for the man to pay because the woman has to put on makeup,
Yeah.
which is really hard. Like it's so
Or
difficult.
take Ozempic. No.
Or take Ozempic. Those are $400 a week. I mean, it's like crazy. So the least the man can do is pay for the meal.
Maybe
I'm
we should
totally
have
happy.
Ozempic sponsor this ad.
100%, dude, and we can get it for free.
Oh my gosh, yes, let's do it.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh,
I don't know how I feel about it.
So then I
from
can
like a
actually drink this chai
ethical
exactly.
standpoint.
That
No,
would-
you wouldn't want to drink it.
because it's oat milk.
All it does is
No, because you'd want to starve yourself.
Oh, so it like promotes starvation.
But I'm like,
Promotes-
I
yeah.
already had a bad appetite. Like I wasn't a big eater. So like, what is it going to make me do?
well, all it does is make the food move more slowly through your intestine. So you basically are just less hungry. So I think it's totally fine. So you could just sip the chai, and then you'll feel full, and then
Yeah.
and that'll be it.
and then don't actually need any nutrients. Yeah.
100%. Who needs nutrients? Like
Yeah. It's LA.
The thing is like,
exactly, yeah.
why I'm torn about it is because it does harm your bone density from what I've read.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking for longevity in my aging, not necessarily just immediate gratification.
Makes sense.
It does make your face really gaunt, which is
Which
great.
is fine if you
Which is
have a
great,
chubbier face. Like, get me the chisel.
Well, heroin chic is in,
Yeah, I know. We know that's the problem.
Do you do anything for your skin like at this point? Because I'm total metrosexual.
I just wear sunscreen.
I feel like as you get older now, I've got to put more work into this.
Do you get Botox done?
No. Should I?
Don't lie.
I don't.
Did
I
you?
swear.
I saw that picture on Instagram.
What?
What picture?
What? Like the one
picture?
in the white shirt and everything.
Oh,
Was
that
that like your comeback shot?
No, that was there's no Botox in that. I've looked into it. When I was print modeling back in the day, I turned down Botox things. I don't want injections.
know,
now
me
I'm like, I would
too.
totally do it now.
It's
If-
called Brotox.
It just seems weird because like your expressions on your face are going to be lessened, and
Yeah.
as comedians, I think it's good to have a expressive brow.
How
right.
old are you? You didn't even have a wrinkle when you tried to do that.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
you have
great.
great
Good
skin
for
then.
you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to look confused during one of my bits and I have Botox and I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like, it's just going to be like, you know, you can't move my face.
It's also an LA thing, though, right? I mean, the Botox and Ozempic.
And kale.
What's kale?
Kale.
Like eating kale?
Yeah.
That helps your skin.
Yeah. You can have like, I mean, yeah, right?
Kale is so 2020.
Actually, kale is
2019.
2019. It is, yeah.
Kale,
I wasn't aware of
kale had
We're
a
more
moment.
about like
Kale chips.
seaweed.
Like
What
there
is
was
it?
like kale
sea
clubs.
moss.
Now it's
sea
sea
moss.
moss. Sea
Yeah,
moss
we're
is
in the
the
age of
thing.
sea
Oh,
moss.
sea
Yeah,
moss.
kale is very good.
I'm just taking notes here. So you eat sea moss for your skin?
You can put it in your smoothie and you can
You
get
can
a
have-
great
yeah.
one at Erewhon.
Interesting.
It has
Sponsor?
no flavor, no smell or anything.
I've
It's
never
just like
tried
it's
it,
just
but
like
I've heard a
paste.
lot about it.
Yeah, but it has like some sort of like side effects too.
Oh, okay.
Because I did read it up about it because it was like all the rage.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe I should buy sea moss too. Like I buy every other thing to put in my smoothie.
But at some point, this is all going to
That's
end.
so
Aren't you like
funny.
afraid of that? You know, whatever I have now, I'm going to be some old Indian guy walking around. You're invisible to the opposite sex. I mean,
Invisible.
yeah, yeah, that's what happens. You're just like
Oh, yeah.
invisible. That's part of aging. So, are you ready for that?
I think guys get more handsome with age, personally.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
So we do
True.
have that advantage.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like all of this will go away, but that's why like working on your inner beauty is, you know, like.
But do people care about the inner
Important.
beauty? I mean,
I think so, right?
LA?
Like that's one of the reasons why you take time to get married because you really want to feel emotionally, you know, drawn to someone. That's what's gonna last the longest, I think.
I sometimes go through processes where I like will do something just to see what I'm attached to. Like there was a time when I was attached to my hair, like it just being what it is. And I had a guy that I was dating who was like, I love your hair. And then like 2 weeks later I cut it because I wanted to see. and I cut it like this short.
You really did that?
Yeah. Yeah, I cut it because I was like, okay, this is in my like earlier 30s, but I was like, what am I attached to? My hair. Like, does my hair define my beauty? And also, like, what am I trying to hide? Like, am I trying to hide back fat with longer hair? Like, what is it that I'm trying to like
What did you say?
mask? Back fat.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, you know, I was like, I'm
It'll
just
get you through
gonna,
the famine, though. Sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna cut my hair because I wanted to like be proud of all parts of me. And I also wanted to see like, yeah, I mean, I know he just gave me a simple compliment, but like, I also was like, well, he's going to think I'm beautiful regardless, right? Whether I have the hair or not. If something more catastrophic like cancer were to happen, if I were to like have to lose my hair, am I going to be able to accept myself? And, you know,
I just love the idea that everything he compliments you on, you just get rid of for the next date, you know? He's like, I just love your ambition. The next date, you're just like in sweatpants. And just like, yeah, I just smoke weed now.
That's so funny.
So do you really like me or not?
I know what you're saying. I did that. You know, when my mom got sick, I shaved my head, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did that for solidarity. Then I was like, you know, I'm just going to be spiritual and have this shaved head and da-da-da. Dude, I got like no chicks for like a year. I swear to God, it sucked.
You didn't get what?
Girls, like
Chicks.
dates.
Yeah.
I did, but it was so much harder.
I think good looks or just like being presentable or whatever, like it gets you in the door, but it is going to be your emotional beauty that's going to last the longest.
But getting
right?
through that door is really hard, right?
Or-
Especially on dating apps, you're like, fuck
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes, like, you know, you're attracted to people that you might be surprised that you're attracted because you're like, oh, they're not necessarily somebody I go for, but like there is some other chemistry that takes place sometimes.
But you
when
got to meet
meet
that
people.
person, right?
Yeah, but I do want to tell you though, I thought you looked handsome with your head shaved
Yeah.
because you have a good facial structure and jawline that like, I thought it was intentional, by the way. I didn't realize that, you know, what was
Right.
going on. Similar to when you see Ayushi's post and don't know that she's engaged or what's happening. Like, I think I saw your post, but I didn't realize what exactly
It's coming back
was
to me
happening.
now, actually. I think I did wish you.
You did,
I
Tarun.
did.
You even sent me a text.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's coming back to me
Yeah,
now.
it's okay.
So
I
many
think
people get
sometimes our
married.
insecurities
Yeah.
are also like in our head,
Yes.
right? Like I don't think that it's another person's noticing the things that
I
you're
was
noticing
angry. I
about
was
yourself.
Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
No,
you
no.
were.
He
Yeah.
went into Dave
He's
Bass
probably
mode.
he had baggage. He had baggage from when we went on a date, so he's probably like, ugh.
I'm a good date though. I mean,
You're an
I'm,
amazing date.
thank
yeah.
you.
What is that like?
A lot of alcohol and drugs.
What?
And
What do you mean? When you go on a date?
took you to like drinks, right?
Yeah, but we weren't drunk or anything.
Yeah.
But my visa was expiring at the time, and
Oh.
Tarun did the sweetest thing. He put a note on his calendar of when my visa would expire, and like I just thought that was so sweet. It was
my
like a
God.
year from then.
Oh,
and
I thought he was planning a proposal so you could like stay.
after one,
Nope,
he's like,
that wasn't it.
Nailed it. She's definitely going to say yes on this date.
She's got no other option.
I always try to find girls who are about to be deported. That's my MO.
yeah.
Dude,
There was this like element of loss, which made it fun, right?
Yeah, no, you got to catch people at the right time. I think timing's everything as well.
Yeah.
I feel like there are girls I could have married if we were just at different parts of our lives.
Sure, I agree with that.
I don't look back at anybody and think that they were a mischance. I don't know if they even think that about me. Maybe. But I don't feel that way because I feel like we were right for each other at that time. But like who's going to be right for me right now is what we should be focused on. Because a lot of people are so focused on like, when I find the right one. But it's like, yeah, it's the right one for now, you know? But people are caught up in the fantasy of like the right one forever. And the reality is sometimes partners don't last forever.
Yeah.
I think my criteria right now.
Don't last. We're all gonna die.
Well, yeah. At some point. So like, how do I know I'm only going to have like, I mean, I haven't gotten to my first husband yet, but like, it's possible like when I'm 70 and like retired and living in Ibiza, I might find somebody else that I vibe with at that time.
Or you're with
Yeah.
someone who's also evolving at the same pace that you are, or is open to new adventures and
Yeah.
like new experiences. So-
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying if they aren't able to survive
Yeah.
as long as I am.
So you think it's
Oh,
cool to
yeah.
get divorced at 70 if you feel like your path has diverged from your partner?
I haven't really thought about divorce. I guess I was thinking like if they just passed on, but I suppose
If they die, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just think it's just funny, the idea of like two 75-year-olds just being like, let's just see what else is out there.
That's happening
you
a
know?
lot though.
It
These
does
geriatric
happen,
divorces
yeah.
now. People are like, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
gonna find someone else.
Yeah, I guess you're like, hey, I got 10 years left, you know, let's just have some fun.
But also, it's like at some point, like people were together, the baby boomers that you're talking about were together because of their children.
Yeah.
And now the children are gone from the house, the responsibilities are over, they've spent some time together. Maybe they don't want to go into an open or ethically non monogamous relationship.
Right.
In Hinduism, there are 4 phases mapped out for your life. And there was a time when you took a stage that comes later on called sannyas, where
Yeah.
like you do say goodbye to your family, you fulfilled your duties, and then you go on your soul journey.
Is that what Modi did before he became prime minister?
I don't think he was ever married.
Oh, okay, but he renounced his family though, so I thought it
Oh
was the
wait,
same
no,
thing.
he does have a family. You're right.
Yeah, he has a family, but he doesn't keep in contact with them anymore. Just what was wondering if
Sannyas
it's the
also
same
means
thing.
no material possessions or no like stature or anything. Like
mean,
you're
I
just literally going on a spiritual journey by
That sounds
yourself.
awesome. Oh, that sounds so refreshing.
Isn't this what we're doing right now? A spiritual journey.
This
Here
is kind of a
talking.
sannyas,
I mean,
yeah.
This is
Kind of.
A little bit.
how.
Talk about meditation. You got chai.
This is like the new age retirement community.
For 1 hour.
Gosh, that's funny.
I've had coffees with Richard and I've told him, dude, this could be it right now. Like we're here on a Sunday, like getting breakfast, we're just having fun, whatever. Like this is happiness. All this other stuff, like, oh, I gotta get married. Da, da, da. I'm just talking. Like we have like, these lofty things of what's gonna make us happy, and then I'll have these moments with my friends,
Yeah.
and be like, wow, this is actually all I'm looking for.
I do think when on my deathbed, I will think about this moment. And I'll be like, wow, it was just so nice sitting on that couch and just talking about Badmaash and Ozempic. Like it was a beautiful, beautiful day.
But you got to find things that that make you
Yes.
fulfilled, like a
Yeah.
journey of it. Because I feel like these expectations of, oh, if I accomplish this, this guy proposes to me, if this happens, we go on a bike ride. Like all these things, I mean, it's all in the future, right? And
Yeah.
there's no guarantee.
The reason why some people have certain aspirations and things they'd like to manifest is because it's what makes them get out of bed, and it excites them. So there is a little bit of like having that fire in your belly and being like, okay, yeah, there is something that I want out of life that is filled with purpose, is filled with passion, is filled with play. And sometimes that also means like having a partner that you can share that with. Like, I agree with you. Sometimes like my time with my girlfriends is so much more than like going out on a date or like, you know, meeting somebody. But ideally, because I'm, you know, I still like guys, ideally I'd like to find...
Thanks for clarifying that.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So 2020.
You know, ask me in 2040, I might feel differently. But at this time, I do like men. So it's like I would like to invite a man to share some of those moments with me. And he can be part of my life. He doesn't have to be all of my life. And just like your Sunday mornings or whatever with Richard, rolling out of bed and getting coffee and brunch.
Wait.
Let's clarify some
There's
things
no
here.
rolling out of bed.
Out of your
out of
own
bed.
respective beds.
Yeah.
But getting together and like, you know, just having conversation, shooting the shit, like that's still special. And you can still have that while sharing something with another partner. It's like saying you only have like one friend in the world. You know, you can have more than one friend, but maybe.
So why not be in an open relationship?
No, I meant friend, like literally friend, not like more than one intimate partner,
Yeah,
unless
me and
you guys
Tarun
have
have an
that
open
part-
friendship.
Yeah.
We're allowed to play chess with other people.
Yeah. What do you think, Ayushi?
Yeah, I think it's important to have things that you're passionate about. I actually just yesterday wrote down 10 things that I'm passionate about in the morning because I was like, I'm feeling a little like purposeless. Like, what are all the things that I love doing?
What are you passionate about?
And
Yeah.
and once I started writing that, I was like, oh my gosh, let's now put this in a priority list and let's do that every day.
Number one, making list.
Yeah, number one, making lists. And it was like mindfulness, yoga, meditation. I do yoga with my yoga teacher in India. So every morning at like 8 o'clock, we do that. That's something I love doing. I love learning new things, cooking, making, you know,
Oh,
like...
I thought she said cocaine.
Oh, no, cooking. Actually, it's weird you said that. Every time I say cooking, for some reason, people think I'm saying cocaine.
That's great.
I was like,
Yeah.
No,
What do you want? Yeah.
cooking Indian food.
What did you guys do on your date?
Yeah, just cocaine.
Perfect.
Yeah, so things like that. And once I started doing that every day, I was like, okay, this is fun. Like living moment to moment. And like you said, like finding happiness in that, finding purpose in that. And then slowly, whichever direction your life is supposed to go in, the more you do things that you love doing, I think your life will find that sort of rhythm.
That's a good
or
thing to
purpose.
wrap up on. Richard, if you made a list off the top of your
wow.
head, like what would be number one?
Number one, I mean, it's anytime I write a new joke, like the feeling of people laughing at something new that I've helped them understand is the only thing. And like
Help them understand.
yeah, I'm trapped in an abusive relationship with stand-up comedy right now because it's like I'm chasing the high of like a new joke working, but stand-up is close to impossible, as you know. So it's actually unhealthy, but stand-up is the number one thing that gets me going.
Right. Ritu,
what was the question?
if you had a list about things that you were happy, that make you fulfilled and grateful for, is there like a number? This is so stupid. Who the fuck cares? I don't even care. I was just trying to find like a button to finish this podcast up, but you know, is there anything that you would if you made a list that would make you happy?
Yeah, I love being in community. So I look forward to like being with people that have aspirations, and I get inspired, and I just love creating.
You like manifesting? Yeah. Quick question about manifestation. So every day I wake up and like I leave the house and I'm like, oh, the stove is on, you know, like my house is going to burn down. Am I manifesting that?
Depends.
I think if you're looking for something to happen and like the more you think about it, it does happen.
I think my house is burning down
I think
right now.
I think you're just saying that to be funny, but like you really don't deeply feel that fear.
Yeah.
So if it's just surface level and you're just like, haha, left the whatever on and my house is going to burn down. No, it's not. But if
Thank
like,
God.
you know, if you had like a really deep seated fear, who knows how it might manifest? And it may not be your house burning down. It could be something else.
I have a lot of fears.
Let's hope your house didn't burn down. Where can we have some new people. Ayushi, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ayushi Chhabra Official or on LinkedIn at Ayushi Chhabra.
Find me at Richard the Comedian on Instagram. The only Richard who is a comedian.
You can find me at Ritu Talks on Instagram. And hopefully by the next upcoming episodes, I'll have other places to be able to be found.
Yeah, and you can find me at Tarun Shetty on Facebook, Instagram. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. If you want to sponsor an episode and be involved, please reach out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by, all of you. I appreciate it. That's my grateful thing. I hanging out with friends. That makes me most happy. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks.